So, Ali, welcome to the Second Floor Podcast,
Thank
buddy.
you. Awesome to be here.
You are officially and most likely to this day and for the foreseeable future, the youngest guest we've had on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We've had your dad come on, Ahmad Majed, speak on his experiences, his lifestyle as a coach. And now we're putting the spotlight on you today, buddy.
Yeah, let's go.
And we're talking
Excited to
about your perspective and how you pretty much have grown up with soccer being just a part of your lifestyle, right?
Big part, yeah.
And I want to start off actually with something that I fortunately had the chance to see with my own eyes when I was working closely with you and your team at Elite Academy. For a few times, I felt like I was being indirectly and directly coached by you based off of what you were doing.
Yeah.
And one very special moment, man, that I saw and I'd love for you to speak on is there was one of your teammates who had to shoot to score a point for his side of the team.
Yeah.
And he started to get emotional.
Yeah.
He recognized pressure was on him.
Yeah.
He got a little worried. And I saw what you did. I don't think you knew I was carefully watching. You pulled him aside and you said, "Hey, buddy, what's going on? Why are you crying?" And I could tell he shared with you that, "Oh, I don't want to let the team down. There's a lot of pressure on me." And you said, "Hey, man, this is fun. Like, let's have fun here. It's practice. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Let's get back to why we love what we do. And if you miss, who cares?
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. Just do your best."
Exactly.
And I got to see with my own eyes that leadership quality that I feel like is just, it's innately built into you. I could see how much your father made sure of that and your mother and your family. But I'd love for you to speak on why, especially when you told me you wanted to talk about leadership, why that's so important for you.
I think it's just because, like, when somebody's down, I think it's someone has to pick them up because in their mind, they're thinking, like, oh, what do I do? And to have someone there, it just gives them the confidence to go out there and just dominate. And when you have, like, someone like me, like, inspiring you and just telling you, like, picking you up, you don't feel as pressured as you feel confident in yourself, right? So that's one thing, like, about being a leader is you always have to pick your teammates up. Bad situation, good situation, always be there for them whenever they're down.
Yeah, big time. And when I see the role that you play, was that something that you needed to have right away, or did that take time to build? Like, how much were you focusing on yourself first prior to the team?
So for me, like, I have to lead myself before leading others. I have to tell myself, build myself before I can help others. So for me, it's like, you know, my dad has a very good leadership quality too with, you know, all the coaching he does, all the academy, club, everything that he does. So I get a little bit from him, but, you know, it's definitely something that you have to build as a character because not everyone has it, you know, it's very rare, especially someone to step up and take charge as, you know, someone who's down. It's big responsibility, right?
Yeah, no, big time. It really is. And what was something that led you into soccer in the first place? You could have chose any sport. How did you even fall into soccer being your fitness of choice?
Yeah, I think honestly it wasn't a choice. It's just it's built in the family. My dad, he's played professional at a very high level. He's best high level in Canada, and I think it just in like I grew up with the ball at my feet.
Nice.
That's just how it works.
Yeah.
And it's installed in my veins, and I love it. That's just what I love to do most.
No, that's awesome, buddy. I always find that we naturally want to do something good at whatever our parents did. And then we reach a point where it's like, okay, do we want to keep doing it?
Yeah.
What was your moment when you realized that after the fact that you know it was just introduced to you, like it was like walking, right? Like any other human, they have to start walking. Their parents teach them because that's what you have to do in life.
Yeah.
And because your dad did it, because, you know, you knew that was important to him, but also it maybe created a closer bond with him as well.
Of course.
What made you recognize that, hey, you know what? I'm not just doing this because my dad did it. I'm doing this because I love it.
Because I love it.
Did you have any like defining moment when you recognize that soccer is just going to be there for life for you?
For me, it's when I joined NSU, my club team, I made so many friends and we clicked. It's just that, like, it's not just you. It's the people that surround you. It's the people that can help you. And it's the people that can just create so many opportunities for you, and can just like, hard to explain. It's kind of like someone to support you when you're down. If I pick someone up when I'm down, they're going to be there for me too. You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of the concept, and it's not just soccer. It's bigger than that, right?
Yeah. What are some other qualities that made you that made you see that it's more than beyond the sport itself?
For sure.
Sorry, buddy. 1 sec. The audio
Yeah.
just cutting out.
No problem.
That's why I'm glad we have the headphones.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on. Oh, there you go. Looks like if I move it here, we'll be okay.
Cool.
There you
Alright.
go. Yeah, like what does soccer give you beyond the sport itself? What are some other things that have happened through the sport that you probably wouldn't have gained if it weren't for
For sure.
being a part of it?
Yeah. I think for sure it's the level of maturity, because it's soccer. Like, we'll talk about this after, but I went to Spain, and that's just it's being there while I was young. I was 10 years old, by myself, and I was just it's like you walk into a classroom and you'll see everyone fooling around, and you just see and you know that yourself, that you've matured, that you could sit down, listen to the teacher, and you feel confident in yourself, and you know that what you're going to do next. Some kids don't have that, the level of maturity, especially at my age, teenagers. It's a big concept.
There's so much discipline to it.
Yeah, for
right?
sure, 100%.
There's so much to it. And I find that when you put yourself in a position where you are able to chase something, you recognize that in a team sport, you're not just by yourself. You're not on your own. There's
100%.
other kids your age,
Exactly.
your level, higher, lower, who also feel like they have this ball of energy. And then it's awesome to see, because you see how much energy someone has at the beginning of a game, and then by the end of it, they're gassed, they're spent. But then you see what it took to exert all that energy out, and it just translates over into other elements, like sitting in class and being still and getting ready for the teacher to talk.
Yeah.
Right. I know it was awesome how you said that you want a lot of other kids your age to listen to this and be able to hear from your perspective how being a part of a sport has helped shape that level of maturity you have right now. What has that done for you? What are some things in your life you feel like you've been able to accomplish because of that level of discipline?
For sure. I think that's what wins championships. That's what can win you a game. It's the level of discipline and the level of, we get to the game, it's game time, it's go time. It's that level of focus and discipline that you need not only to win a game, to do good on the test, to talk to people, just to talk to people in general, know how to speak to people. And it's huge. It's not just in sports, but in life.
Well, how do you feel like that helps you gain confidence in speaking with people? Guide me through that.
So basically, like I was saying, like the level of discipline, like when you go into a classroom, it's kind of like, how do I say? Go ahead, yeah. It's kind of like, how do you say? It's just the confidence, right? Because like if you are like speaking to someone and you don't have the level of maturity, you're not going to speak to them correctly. You're gonna sound weird. You're gonna sound like you don't know what you're talking about. But if you have that level of maturity and level of focus and level of discipline that you've learned from others and you learn from yourself, you're gonna have a good conversation with that person. You're gonna talk to them in a good way, and you're gonna sound good. You're gonna sound good. You're gonna sound smart.
Yeah. How much of that in the moment does it help you be present, as opposed to feeling like you're thinking of something else? Because I know for me, when I was younger, even to this day, sometimes I tend to, my mind will go elsewhere, and I need to remember that, hey, I'm in a conversation.
Yeah.
And in order to have a decent conversation, you have to make sure you're paying attention,
Yeah,
right?
always, yeah.
And that's something a lot of kids, they struggle with.
Yeah.
Some, right? They feel like their attention span becomes so much shorter.
Yeah.
Where the other person understands that, whether it's an adult or someone their age, is like, oh, okay, we're just kind of having a one-sided conversation. This person's not really completely there.
Yeah. And you go
So what helps you stay present from what you learned in soccer in conversations with people?
It's the attitude that you have. Like if the coach is talking, the whole group's there, the coach is talking, and you see a kid looking away, looking at the sky, daydreaming, it tells you something, right? But if the kid's dialed in, he's looking at the coach, he's listening, the coach knows that he has a certain level of respect for the player.
Yeah.
And that's big, especially when you're at a trial. The coaches are going to look at every little detail, right?
Totally.
And put that to work.
That just goes to show, right? I mean, a lot of it is like cues, right? The physical cues in conversations, or just respecting the fact that in order to listen, you have to focus your physical attention on that person, right? The eyes, the body language.
Yeah, exactly.
It's huge, right? And with what I saw with my own eyes, I'd love for you to speak on this. What do you guys do in practice as a team to make sure that communication is there even in the game? What are some things you guys do? And I saw it with my own eyes. I thought it was beautiful because I can bet that other teams don't focus on it as much. And I remember, if this is a hint at all, Coach Ahmed, your dad, would be like, "Hey guys, stop. This is what's not happening. We need to make sure it happens."
Exactly.
And then when it did happen, it was a world of a difference.
Yeah.
Can you maybe speak on, for you, Ali, what were those cues that needed to happen in the game to make sure you guys were working as a team?
Make sure we're trusting each other. That's a big thing, because if you're on the field and you don't trust each other, you don't know how to communicate with each other, right? So if you're talking to someone and you like on the field and you're saying, "Hey," like you have the ball and they're saying, "Hey, pass me the ball," and you don't trust that person with the ball, how are you supposed to give it to them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I
like
mean?
that. And in
Yeah.
order to build trust, you have to make sure you gravitate and get their attention.
And like the players on my team, we've known each other for a long time. And so you build that trust when, like, if you go and you build a team with players that you don't know and you go to play your first game, there's no chemistry, there's no trust.
I like that you say that. I think that's super important, right? I find from a coach's perspective, we focus so much on, obviously finding a game plan on the field or in the gym for the person to win. But then it's like, hey, what are you guys doing as a team or even as an athlete when you're off the field to feel focused and to ultimately win? And a lot of that's the team bonding, right? So from your perspective, if you could draw out a map of a perfect world scenario where you could tell us what's worked for you or what you want to do with your team, being the captain in some scenarios or making sure everyone is having trust with one another. What do you feel like is your best advice to give for, let's just say, athletes as young as you to build that trust with their team and to create more bonding moments? What can they do off the field together?
It's as simple as hanging out.
Yeah.
It's as simple as talking,
Yeah.
getting to know each other. It's man, there's so many things. It's off the field, not only on the field, but you're saying, it's off the field, like how you're going to talk with someone, as we were saying before, right? So it's getting to know that person, getting to know every player has a different personality, right? And you need to get to know them as best as you can so that on the field you just click.